at some point between 2005 and 2013, that switched. And there was way more information than we needed.
I think the pivotal moment was when social went on mobile. And that was all day long. You had an opportunity to get a quick dopa hit. And you get the dopa hit pulling your phone out even before you see it, to see what kind of affirmation, what kind of love, what kind of, how do I pair up? How do I measure up versus competitors? What's happening to my Dogecoin that day? Has anyone swiped right on me? Yeah. Can I go? Do I have an alert from YouPorn on some weird fetish thing that increasingly gets weirder and weirder? And it's in my pocket all day long. And what you see is in 2013, when social went on mobile, you saw skyrocketing levels of depression and self-harm. And this isn't self-reporting. This is actual hospital admissions. So the overabundance of information, constant stimuli, and then what you have is it's especially appealing and especially prevalent among people whose brains have developed enough to appreciate it and need it and want social structure. You know, shaming and adulation and reaffirmation are an important part of the species. It's important that we value certain affirmation. It creates good behavior and good role models.
So today, coming out the gym, I had, what do they call it? An epiphany? I had an epiphany. There was a moment of awareness when I got done working out today and I walked to the scale and I checked my weight out and I was like, God damn, I'm getting big. I'm gonna be a little personal here, okay? When I started my health and fitness journey I started late. You know, one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I was in my, when I was a teen and also in my 20s is I never hit the gym. And I challenge you, if you're a man out there and if you're not hitting that gym every single day, there's something wrong with you, man. It's above, health, confidence, discipline. I mean, there's just so much that you get out of being in the gym. Another thing, you look good when you take that shirt off, okay? So there's just so many different benefits that I lost out on. Because I just never really thought that, man, what the hell I got to lift all this heavy shit for, But I had a certain realization when I checked out my weight, man, and I currently weigh 95 pounds. I'm like, holy shit. Because if you go back, if you look at some of my old pictures, if you're one of my friends and you know me, I used to weigh like a cool 135, 145 for like all my life as an adult. That was like my weight. I was that one little skinny guy. I never really used to hit the gym until I started having some health reasons. But the purpose of today's video, and the reason I want to talk to you about it is how to get rid of cheap dopamine and how you can get everything that you want out of life once you get rid of all the cheap dopamine that are literally stealing your joy, stealing your purpose, wasting your time, and what outcomes you get once you get rid of cheap dopamine, because it's just not really worth it, okay? I believe that we all have the same goals, generally speaking. We all want to achieve the same successes. We all want to be we all want to achieve financial freedom. We're all simply striving for three main basic freedoms. I've talked about it before, but I'm going to bring them up again. We all want financial freedom. We also want time freedom to do what the hell we want with our family at any time we want to. And location freedom. We all want to go and travel and do whatever the hell we want. Your life changes when you can kind of see people and really see the world outside your horizons. But in a sense, I've always been hardworking. I started Pennington Consulting Group at a young age, and I've always been an entrepreneur, but there was a certain limit that I could not get past that financially and also personally, as far as, relationships and things as such. And, I decided to make a very, very aggressive, challenging move, in 2022. No, 2020. Yeah, 2022. I decided to move to Texas, to move to Dallas. As I'm recording this video, I'm recording this out of my apartment in Dallas. I got rid of, I used to have a big ass house, 5 acres worth of land. And I mean, I remember very vividly going to my therapist at the time. Yeah, you got to go to a therapist. If you got some issues, we all got to go. So I was talking to my therapist. I was like, man, I think that I'm just too comfortable, and this is what's really preventing me for really striving for the growth that I need. I feel like, and she looked at me like I was fucking crazy. Like, what do you mean, Brian? You seem like you make pretty good money. Your relationships are good. You don't have any issues with your son's mom or no. What do you mean? And I was like, yeah, I think that's the problem. I need to get uncomfortable. And she's looking at me like, this nigga is crazy. So I decided to make a pretty drastic move, you know, and I knew that the people closest to me would suffer because of this move, but I had to sacrifice this in order for me to be able to really see and assess what was really going on in my life. Why can I not reach the goals that I wanted to reach? You know, I got to that point where, you know, I guess I did not have to worry about money, but I just didn't see myself striving for greatness, you know, going beyond what I had, you know, achieved at the time. And as men, we get, you know, it comes to a point in time that we need to move. You know, life is all about growth, especially as a man. It's all about advancement. So I decided to move to Dallas. You know, I promised my kid that I would be back every single week. And I fly back to Arkansas. My kids are in Northwest Arkansas every single week. And I wanted to get myself in an environment where I had no choice but to stay disciplined. This video is brought to you by our sponsor, Broker Solutions Academy. There's going to be a link in the description. We work with people that are interested in becoming a business loan broker. We have a very comprehensive business loan broker course, and we're going to be teaching you everything you need to know about how to become a business loan broker. Our mission statement is we help business loan brokers understand and simplify the various funding solutions that are available in the marketplace so you can properly serve your clients, stop the endless confusion and self-defeating pointless rat race they're currently in, and grow their business while maximizing profits by teaching them how to become a real business loan broker, not just a referral partner. This video is also brought to you by Pennington Consulting Group, and that's where we work directly with entrepreneurs and also business owners to help them get funded. So if you're looking to start, grow, or even expand your current business, Pennington Consulting Group, there's going to be a link in the description where you can go ahead and schedule a time. And like we always say at Pennington Consulting Group, our goal is to help you reach your goal. I had no friends, nobody that I knew. Okay, I remember when I bought a new TV when I moved to Dallas, and I was like, God damn, I don't even have nobody to help me move my, you know, to set up my TV. You know, and I finally, you know, I met somebody at the gym who came over and helped me set up my TV, but it was like that. I don't have anybody. When I moved here, I didn't know anybody at all. You know, one of the biggest challenges that I had when I moved here is just really trying to just establish friendship relationships. Just think about it. You know, if you live in a place where you graduated high school from there, or this is where you were born, it's just so comfortable because you know people, your friends know people, your family know people. I have nobody when I moved to Dallas. So one of the things that was just challenging is I had to get out there and meet people. Life is a social thing. Okay, it's people. You have to go out there. You're putting yourself in all these places. I had to go to coffee shops. You know, I started my membership at the gym, meeting people at the gym. I started going to events by myself. And they were really hard, okay? But I put myself in this position. You know, I remember going to this, you know, poetry thing, you know, when those snap poetry, when people do poetry and they snap like this, and I'm just sitting there drinking a beer, interacting with people, and it's really difficult in this day and age, especially with social media, everybody on the phone, to really just make really good connection with people. It takes an effort, okay? If you've never tried it, travel by yourself. And that's another thing that I started doing. I started traveling by myself. Going to cities, going to, you know, Houston, Dallas, you know, Atlanta, I sometimes I would go by myself, you know, and I'd go to a hotel and I'd go to restaurants. I would go to the club by myself, okay? And these things were very challenging, but I put myself in this position. I'm really good at putting myself in uncomfortable situations to kind of get over it. You know, I used to even have a fear of flights. Now I take 2 flights every single week, like nothing, okay? So we're going off a topic here. Getting back to the dopamine, getting rid of cheap dopamine, which was my secret to actually where I'm at right now. And I can see myself getting past that income ceiling that I subconsciously set for myself. So I came here, and when I say I'm getting rid of cheap dopamine, I had to get rid of some of my addictions that I felt at the time were preventing me from being the man that I was capable of being. And these are some of those addictions. I'm gonna try to be very honest. You guys don't judge me. Okay, you know what? Judge if you want to. Just do it in the comment section. Make sure we, you know, push the algorithm up. And if you don't like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. So some of the addictions was my addictions to marijuana. Okay, I saw myself and I knew that this was preventing me from being the person that I wanted to be. And there was this love and hate relationship with marijuana because I thought that it really served me, especially early on when I was starting my business. You know, I'd wake up and, you know, usually you have a cup of coffee, I'd have a blunt, and it would get my day started. It would spark all these thoughts in my mind, and it would just, you know, there was times that I'll pop an Adderall and I'd be at work for 24 hours a day, for real, when I'm building out my CRM for my business. So there was this relationship that I had with marijuana that I thought that it served me, but it got to a point that marijuana was not serving me. I used it as a clutch when I fell down, when I didn't want to do something. It became a daily habit. It became not just a daily habit for me to run away from feeling my emotions, for me to even celebrate my wins. When I was happy, I wanted to smoke. When I was sad, I wanted to smoke. When I didn't feel anything, I wanted to smoke. At the end of the day, I wanted to smoke. When I woke up in the morning, I wanted to smoke. After I ate, it was just smoking all the time. And I was like, damn, this thing, I don't have control over myself, and this drug has control over me. And I tried so many different times when I was living in Arkansas, and I failed. And if you're my friends, you know how many conversations I've had. Oh, this time, this is the last one. This is the last time. Even with my therapist, and she was like, Brian, why is it such a big deal? Why don't you just, you do well, just smoke? And I was like, no, the person that I see myself in the future is not a marijuana addict. And I have to, and I read 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Harder, and 50 Cent, drove that down to me as to how you need to make sure that you can be able to stand, and be ready at any given moment in order to shine without having, something that you have a clutch with. He made this explanation of, what if you got a call from Dr. Dre and he's ready to record with you? What are you going to say? Oh, I need my weed bag or whatever. He's in the studio right now. You need to be able to be ready by yourself, at any given time to be able to execute. So I gave myself this challenge to move here. I told myself I am not going to establish any weed connects, okay? I'm not going to, no. So if I needed it, I had no choice but to deal with myself. And it was me, myself, and I. Another big thing that was my addiction was social media, man. Social media. And recently, actually, I just gave that up. I noticed one time, and I want you to think about this. There was a time that I needed to go take a shit, and I couldn't find my phone. And I literally could not see myself going to the bathroom and taking a comfortable shit without my cell phone. So I started looking for my cell phone. I went to my computer. I put on, find my iPhone, whatever the hell it said, because I needed my phone to take a shit. And I was like, oh, this is getting ridiculous. And then another point, I was in the shower. And every single time I'm in the shower, I'm playing YouTube video or something. I have to listen to something. It's just one of those things that I have to do it. I can't take a comfortable shower without being on YouTube. And I was like, God damn, this is crazy. Social media is taking over my life. The moment I wake up, even my iPhone, I type F, Facebook is right there. And you wake up really being, looking at other people's lives. Let's just be real. What the hell are you doing on social media? You're just looking at what the hell other people are doing with your life. That's not a good way of starting your day. Okay? And what else do? You post shit and you put stuff in your stories, and then you go back to your stories to see who looked at your story, and then you do that all day until the 24-hour runs out on that little 24-hour thing on the story thing. That is just so stupid. And sometimes you see stories and, oh yeah, look, that person look, yeah. It's just dumb. And it's one of those cheap dopamines that I'm talking about. One of them being weed. It's just that cheap dopamine that you get that prevents you from having that growth, prevent you from having that momentum, prevent you from consistency, staying committed to your commitments is what these things prevent you from doing. I would find myself whenever I was, I didn't really want to push it as hard. I'd get on my phone when you're at the gym and you get tired after certain sets or reps. You over here on social media and Instagram. It's a dumbass thing to do. I promise you. So I decided actually it was about, I decided to slow down on my social media access. And actually about a month and a half, 2 months ago, I decided to completely delete all social media from my phone. You are not going to see Facebook, Instagram, nothing. And I want to try this out for about a year. Don't get me wrong. I love the fact that you can stay connected with certain friends. I love the fact that, especially when I do business, you're gonna see a bunch of stuff that I post on Instagram and IG and Facebook. I don't post that shit. Okay, like this video right now. I do this video, I send it to my guy Harold. Shout out to Harold, my video editor.
Oh, hello there.
And Harold does his thing. He sends it over to me. I approve it. Harold cuts it down, posts it on other social media panels, cuts down. It's all done. I don't really give a shit. I don't care what happens to it after that. I have done my job, okay? Another thing that I had to get rid of, and this is something that a lot of men refuse to talk about, is my addiction with porn. And there was a point in my life, and I was talking to a close friend of mine, and this is when I was like, holy shit, I got a problem. I would have the option to get some real, a woman, some real pussy.
Nice.
But I would rather just watch porn.
What?
And I was like, holy crap, this is a serious goddamn problem. And I had to get rid of this. And I tried, and it was like, I would go about a week or two without watching porn, and then I would get back at it again. And I was like, nah. And I'm looking at myself as a grown-ass adult. I moved to Dallas when I was 33 years old. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this shit no more. I'm a 33-year-old man. It's not like I got a problem getting some pussy. You know what I'm saying? But why am I so addicted to this crap? Why every single day it became a habit? Because I remember, during my 20s, and you're a goddamn liar if you never used to watch porn. And maybe there's some people out there that just never really watched it. But when I was in my 20s, it wasn't such a big deal. I'd watch it even with my girlfriends, and even developed the habit of doing it like every single morning, and it was like, goddamn, nah. And then usually in my late 20s when I started realizing that this is not the way to go. This is not it. And sometimes I'll do it in the morning. I would even have sex with my son's mom, and then I would do it after. And he was like, what is the problem here? I mean, this stuff and the level of porn that is out there right now, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. And these are the things that porn is so dangerous because it changes your whole, like it reprograms your brain. It affects how you even look at women. I noticed that I turned into this goddamn animal when I walk around at Walmart and I was just looking at women as property and having all these thoughts and playing all these porn videos that I've watched so many different times. And right now we watch porn differently. You got the big ass screen and you got like 3 different tabs going on and you got this video and that video. It's ridiculous what the hell people are doing right now. And I know you know what the hell I'm talking about if you're watching this video. Y'all gonna laugh at me for confessing all these sins that I've made on here, but you know what you're currently facing with. And these are all cheap dopamines that I figured out that were preventing me from going and being the man that I needed to be. Okay, beginning of 2022, shout out to Cynthia. I was dating this girl named Cynthia, and I decided to reach out to her to help me with this challenge that I had. I had a 30-day challenge that I told myself for 30 days. Another thing that I wanted to get rid of is alcohol. My alcohol abuse. I would drink. I never really was one of those people that was like addicted to alcohol, like I have to have it, but if it was there, I'd drink it. You know what I'm saying? And I started drinking and smoking. So I'm over here drinking alcohol. And after I get drunk drinking alcohol, I would smoke weed. And I'm like, man, this is getting a little bit insane. And it would, like, if you ever done that before, I remember the first time I did it. Oh my God. It's a high out of this world. Oh, you talk about dopamine. Oh shit, that felt good. Okay, so and we chase after all these good feelings. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up with something else that I just thought about. And we all just want to feel good. We all just want to feel happy. Okay, and actually Andrew Tate helped me with this. As a man, you should strive to be happy. It's just the most ridiculous thing ever. We want to be happy. Women should be happy. Children should be happy. But a man, you should be out here building. You should be out here working. You should be out there, accomplishing shit. That's your goddamn purpose in life. Okay, it's to take care of these women, take care of these kids, and build and grow. Leave a legacy. Okay, don't just leave this earth and die like a fucking dog where nobody remembers you after a while. You want to be able to die and be like, you know what? That motherfucker Brian was here. Okay, he actually left an impact. So, getting rid of social media, getting rid of my weed habit, getting rid of my porn habit, getting rid of my alcohol habit. And I remember what I was saying just a moment ago is in 2002, every single year, New Year's Day, a lot of people are out getting drunk. I always try to evaluate my life and see what I have accomplished and what I need to really work on. It was the beginning of 2022, and I decided, I was dating Cynthia at the time, and I told her I needed her to help me with this. I've always thought about doing this, but I've never done it before. I've tried to, but I would always cheat, or I just never would make it through it. And I wanted to do a 30-day detox where I challenged myself to no drinking, no smoking weed, no porn, no social media, no nothing. Probably the hardest goddamn thing I ever done. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And the one thing that was really difficult is I started this challenge before me and Cynthia started dating. So think about starting to date a girl, no sex at all for 30 days. Because right now it's so innate, it's just in our culture, we just be fucking, like we just goddamn fucking like rabbits. It allowed me to actually truly connect with her at a different level. Because once you have sex, it literally eliminates a lot of the connection that needs to take place. I see why sometimes, they say, you see it in the Bible, don't have sex until after marriage. Because sex can be a fucking big ass distraction. Okay, it's you start throwing in lust in there, and especially for men. We're physical creatures, you know, and you know, so it was really crazy, you know. And one thing that I learned, once you get rid of all the cheap dopamine and instill discipline, and that's what I did when I moved to Dallas. I got rid of all my cheap dopamine. I'm still in the process of doing it. I just told you guys, it's been about a month or so since I got rid of social media. And please don't try to do all this shit at once, okay? God damn. Now that, you're going to lose your fucking mind. It's just not going to work, okay? Even when I did my 30-day challenge, it was probably the most difficult thing I've ever done in a very long time, because I was the worst mood ever. You know, I really felt weak, man. It was just, I don't want to go back to the feelings that I had over there. But the main point of this video is getting rid of cheap dopamine. Stop being a hoe to the world, in a sense, okay? And let me break that down, especially with social media. A lot of people are on social media all day. They literally post what they eat for breakfast, when they driving, when they do it. I'm like, my dumb ass knows, because I used to watch this stupid shit. You don't get paid for that. Every interaction that now that I have on social media, I'm gonna have to get paid for. When you're watching this video, I'm advertising my business, I'm doing something. It has to be some type of benefit to me. I'm not, fucking Facebook, Instagram, they don't write me a goddamn check. Meta, whatever the hell you want to call it. And you end up being a hoe. That's what I mean when you say you end up being a hoe. You end up being a slave. You know, there's people that I see that are constantly there doing lives, you know, hours, every single day. Ain't talking about a goddamn thing. Don't have a product, don't have anything. They just there because of that cheap dopamine they get when people interact, give them likes, show hearts, talk all this shit, start all this drama. That's the dopamine they get. That goddamn fucking attention, man. It's ridiculous. And then you look back at life and you haven't really gone anywhere. You haven't built anything, you know. So porn, another thing, you know, it feels good. When you're out here jacking off, watching 3 fucking tabs and all this other shit, you're looking at all this different shit, women doing all kind of crazy shit, okay? And then you that's not how life is, because now you get back to real life, and in the bedroom, you don't get that excited. You know, and then you worried about why your sex life is not where it needs to be, why your sex drive is not where it needs to be, you know. There was a point in time, this is about, I was 31, 32, it's about 2-3 years ago, I remember, and this has never happened to me before. I remember meeting this girl, and I've always had a crush on her. You know, next thing you know, she's in my room, we're trying to do our thing, and my soldiers didn't want to salute.
Oh shit, not good.
Nobody wanted to show up for war. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? That never has happened before. That never has happened before. So when that happened, this was kind of the start of the change and me trying to realize how me being addicted to this cheap dopamine was really affecting my life. You know, and ever since that day, I started getting committed to the gym. Matter of fact, the next fucking day, I did all kind of research about what causes erectile dysfunction and all this and that shit. And, you know, it was talking about exercising, eating, everything like that. I'm telling you, at 6:30 the next day, my dumb ass was out there running. Okay, I was like, nah, fuck that. When that shit don't work down there, especially for a man, life ain't even worth it. Okay, so anyway, that's my little confessions for today. I know I'm talking a little bit too much, but my challenge to you as a man, as a woman, is try to look at all the different ways that you get into this cheap dopamine thing, and see about how you can go into getting rid of cheap dopamine in your life. You know, whatever your addictions are. You know, some people it might be food, ice cream, cookies. You know, some people it might be other drugs. You know, cigarettes is a form of cheap dopamine. I mean, you've seen a cigarette smoker every couple of hours, they got to get that little hit. You know, weed is a major cheap dopamine. You know, sex can be a major cheap dopamine. People ruin their lives because of sex, and develop some type of discipline. You know, and I promise you, one thing that I've figured out also in life is you get everything that you want out of life if you stay disciplined, but it sucks, okay? I talk to people all the time about my schedule, and I'm gonna show you guys my schedule right now, and I don't fucking like it. I promise you, even today, I don't like this goddamn schedule, okay? But this is what it is. This is what's worked for me. This is what built Pennington Consulting Group to where it needs to be, and this is what I have used to build Broker Solutions Academy. One of the reasons I moved to Dallas is I have always thought about creating some type of course where I can train people to do what I've been doing, but I just never really just did it. You know, I've always been thinking about, okay, writing a fucking book. Just never really did it until I started working on getting rid of all this cheap dopamine and all these distractions, okay? Stop getting distracted with the distractions. This is my schedule, and this works for me. Might not work for you, but it's worked for me. I am a morning person. I am not an evening person. My brain is dead after 3 o'clock. So I have a 3 to 3 schedule is what I tell people, okay? I wake up at 3, And I'm not the guy that just wakes up and gets out of bed and I'm ready to go. That's not the way I work. So I set up my alarms and my clocks and everything around my house. So all my lights turn on at 3 o'clock. Very soft light. And I start meditating. What does that mean? I'm sitting in bed, literally shutting down all my thoughts. And I'm thinking of shutting down all my thoughts is one of the things. The next thing that I might think about is thinking about what I'm about to accomplish that day. I look at my task list, and there's a list that I use to manage all my tasks. I hope you can see that. It has everything from, taking your vitamins, okay? I try not to think about shit. Take your creatine, literally every single thing is on here. Even me recording this goddamn video, it's on here. I'm doing it because it's on here. So I wake up at 3 o'clock, I think about what I want to accomplish that day. I would listen to something motivational, or I would just sit there and kind of just slowly wake up. And by 4 o'clock, I'm out of bed. Get your ass to work. There's alarm. Wake up at 3, start meditating at 3 a.m. 4 a.m. is get your ass out of bed. 7:30 is take your fat ass to the gym. At 11 a.m. is get your ass back to work. I adjusted it. It used to be 11:30, but now it's 11 a.m. And then 5 o'clock, 2 months ago, I started doing martial arts. One of the things that, just to get myself out of this whole constant, 3, 4 o'clock, time to smoke, Brian. No. I wanted to get rid of all of that. I wanted to be building all day. So at 5 p.m., I started going to martial arts, and it would kick my butt, man. Going to the gym in the morning and then martial arts in the evening, trust me, I didn't like it. I still don't like it. But I see the benefits out of it. Okay, I see, and if you've never done any kind of martial art, your ass can get your ass beat the fuck up. Because a lot of men out here think that they can just go to the gym, get these big ass muscles. Or a lot of people just think that they're from the hood, they can fight. We as men have to understand, especially as men that has a family or wants a family, you have to be able to defend yourself. And it's not just about having guns. That's just kind of weak. Okay, I got a ton of guns. If you know me, you know that. I got a gun in every single car. I got a gun in my bike. Okay, I don't go nowhere without a gun. So I get that. But we have to learn self-defense. That's the last priority, and you have to learn discipline. And doing martial arts has allowed me to be able to, get those disciplines that are necessary for me to also calm myself down. So anyway, that's the quick short video. I can go about this all goddamn day, but I don't want to do that. I challenge you to get rid of all cheap dopamine. I'm telling you, the outcomes, the benefits are crazy. Okay, I have literally turned my life all the way around in less than 12 months. I can't really. Sometimes I'm excited about the future again. I'm excited about coming to work. I get excited about recording these goddamn videos. I finished my course. I launched my YouTube channel. I got rid of all my addictions. I've developed really great habits. I'm disciplined like a motherfucker, all within less than 12 months. Getting rid of cheap dopamine will change everything. Think about all that goddamn time you're wasting on fucking Facebook and social media. It's ridiculous.